In my opinion, the only way one can actually become mature is to begin entering the process of sacrificing your short-term stupid hedonic whims, and to embrace the reality of life. And the reality of life is to play the long-term game. You see, that's where everything you desire and you want out of life lies. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this selfishness in human beings. It's like, oh, I want what I want, when I want it, with the human beings that I want to do it with. It's like, no, that's just a path to immaturity and hell, basically. Because you, first of all, you have no idea what you actually want out of life. You have no idea what you actually want because you haven't even examined your own wants. And second of all, no, you can't do what you want. If you do what you wanted, it will just lead to basically hell, because what the hell do you know about what it is that you want? So reflect and think about what it is that you actually want. Think about the greatest life that you could ever lead. And then the next step, and this is obviously where most people quit, is to sacrifice absolutely everything that does not belong with that is not in alignment, or that does not correspond with that ideal, with that exemplary version of yourself. And that process is ultimately the process of maturing. Because if you want to actually become a mature, developed, emotionally stable adult human being in general, you have to sacrifice your short-term hedonistic pleasures, and you're gonna have to sacrifice your stupidity. And your stupidity is ultimately that tendency to avoid facing the responsibility of your life and to run away from that which is difficult but salutary, and where ultimately salvation lies. You have to stop running away from that process that underlies reality, you know? You have to stop running away from it, because that's the only path towards true fulfillment and satisfaction. But not just fulfillment and satisfaction, it's the only true pathway to peace. And peace is probably the most important thing that everybody wants out of life. Because if you're not at peace with yourself, what is really the meaning of life if you're never at peace with yourself? Now, don't confuse peace with happiness, because it is absolutely not the same thing. Happiness occurs sporadically here and there. It's just an emotion. And human beings who live for happiness ultimately wind up being the most unhappy human beings of all time. But if you strive for peace, and the only way you can ultimately attain and actually achieve peace, and not just sporadically, but for an extended period of time, is through the process of becoming mature. And the only way to become mature is to sacrifice everything that does not belong with that highest version of yourself that you can conceivably imagine, if that even makes sense. Posit a goal, man. Posit an unbelievably high goal. Obviously shouldn't be something that is literally impossible, but posit something that is almost impossible. Like if people hear about your fantasies and your imaginations about the greatest version of yourself, if they don't say, you're kind of lost, man, what the hell are you talking about? Stop thinking about that and just go back to your comfort zone. If that's not their reaction, then you're not aiming high enough. You're not aiming where you should aim. And where you should aim is a goal that you don't even know how the hell you're gonna achieve, but that you deep within you know that you can achieve it somehow. Somehow you're gonna figure out a way. That's what makes life worth living, man. That's what makes the tragedy of life bearable. It's positing a huge, high goal and orienting yourself around it, and doing those activities that correspond with that goal. That's what life ultimately is, man. It's about you being a better you. It's about maturing. It's about embracing the adventure of life. It's about trying to squeeze out every single day more and more out of you. It's about figuring out what the potential of human beings actually is, what it constitutes. How much can we actually achieve once we direct our whole existence towards being a better version of ourselves? That's what life is. That's what life should be. And not you just whining and moaning about you not being able to do what you want to do because you feel like you have the right to do what you want to do continuously. It's like, no, that's just a pathway to misery and hell. And you know it too. Of course you know it too. Like, how many times you did what you thought you wanted to do because it was pleasurable, and then after a couple of days, hours, even minutes, you just regret it. You regret it because you relapsed. You regret it because you You want to tread towards the best version of yourself, and then you don't do it. And then your conscience is just killing you. Guilt is killing you due to your conscience. It's not a framework. It's not a good framework to follow. It's certainly not. Everybody knows that to be the case. But we turn a blind eye. We are becoming willfully blind to the reality. And so we don't even want to face reality. And what that ultimately creates of a human being is an immature, hedonic, and selfish creature. And that is, well, if that's how you want to lead your life, then fine, go ahead, do what you gotta do, but don't expect to find your purpose there. Don't expect to find your meaning in life there, and definitely don't expect to live peacefully there. So, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but just know that if you really want to lead a peaceful, purposeful, and meaningful life, try to sacrifice everything that does not belong. Now, of course, have some fun. Have some sense and just have at it, man. Have some fun if you can, sometimes. But if you believe that you should have some fun always, that you should always do the same thing, same hedonic things over and over again because that's what is, giving you pleasure, then yeah, good luck with that, because that's not gonna help. So face the burden of life voluntarily and understand that that's where everything you want out of life ultimately lies, by facing the difficulty and the tragedy. And you were built for it, man. You were built for embracing the tragedy of life. Like, you can do it. How many people have already done it? So why do you think you can't do it? It's a very good question to reflect and to ponder about. Get rid of your hedonistic gratifications, sacrifice, and do what is necessary, and start becoming a mature human being. It's not going to be easy, but it's the only path that's worthwhile. Thank you. God bless.